decomposing. She's gonna
Iron.
No,
The
wait.
dick
She
absorbs
she
the
was.
body.
No, she was in the next frame. She's literally just like jizzed out.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I can't listen to anything on YouTube because I've got it cut off. Well, time to start the live stream. Here, go to here. Do. Go to here.
My question is, how did she like flip around like that?
Lord only knows. I mean, truly.
Like first, I see the feet in there, and then I see like the hand coming out. Like, how does that work?
You're really going to question a hentai.
Yeah, he really is.
But how do you like switch positions like that? That's a complete 180.
Get over it.
Don't
And
think
we're
so hard
live.
about it.
And we're live. So yeah.
Oh, great
Don't
job.
start now.
It's 6 o'clock.
I'm not even recording yet.
You better start.
Cody, it's really though, Cody. You're supposed to, even though it's a deadline, you're supposed to tell people.
I know I was hoping to catch Iron in a certain moment.
It's 5:59. Rule, and what do you do?
Well, now you're bringing it up.
They're starting it off with hentai.
Not even. We didn't even get 0 seconds into the freaking podcast.
Actually, it was you talking about the hentai, not me.
We didn't. No, you dragged us into this. Sandman, you witnessed this. Cody derailed us again. You cannot start these conversations like that.
Just did.
We did not even get 1 second into the podcast. We didn't even get 0.0 seconds into the podcast.
And you already fucking mentioned it. Great job.
And you already broke the first ground rule.
You have been mentioning the thing we're not supposed to mention, not me.
No, you made me do it. You started the podcast.
How did I make you do it?
You started the podcast. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
This is Cody. This is Sandman. I'm Iron. These two are otherwise known as Raging Redneck. And Sandman 97 or Silverhelm. I'm the Iron Player. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, yeah, I fucking love this.
Best first episode.
Yeah, totally.
It's not even an episode.
Warning you right now, there will be talks about lots of shit that you probably don't care about.
Okay. All right, good. We're moving off the topic of Cody's blunder.
Wasn't my blunder. Okay, I can hear us do it. So we're set. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that time
we're just gonna move right into it here. Recent gaming news. Everybody's a big fan of the Metroid series, right? And you can't deny that. You haven't played the Metroid series?
No.
What?
You haven't played any Metroid games at all?
How is that even possible?
Well, it's in his name. He's a redneck.
I've been living in the country.
He lives underground.
Yeah.
Had a gaming console when I was 6, and it was a GameCube.
Then you should have been able to play the Metroid series.
Yeah.
I have played Metroid Prime Echoes 2 and Metroid Prime Echoes.
Never got any of those games. I never got any of those games.
I haven't played the original NES games. But anyways, moving off topic, and back on topic, into my segue, Nintendo shuts down Metroid 2 fan remake. And this is from GameRant.com. I'm sure it's somewhere else too. But they filed a DMCA takedown notice against Metroid Prime 2, Return of Samus, the fan remake. And we know this is a classic Nintendo move. They did this the same thing with the Mario 64 remake. They smashed it, and they're doing the same thing. The fans were going to let's see, who created it. It doesn't say. I don't think. Hold on. I don't see it. We'll just call them fans until I can figure out who it is. But yeah, these guys were going to release the game, the remake. This is, I believe this is the NES. This Metroid game was the NES game.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, this is the second game after the first one, I believe. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with the how it goes chronologically, but they did the same thing with Nintendo 60. The Nintendo 64's Mario 64, which was a great game, by the way. I played it, never finished it though. It was hard. It's one of those platformers you got to do with a controller that works.
Good luck on that one.
Yeah, my controller completely powderized. I never got another one. I only had 2 Nintendo 64 controllers in my life, and they're both powderized.
Mhm.
Oh, but that was fun.
But they were going to release this during the 30th anniversary of the game series. But Nintendo struck it down yet again with another DMCA, and this is starting to get annoying. Like they have gold, like they have series that are absolute gold, franchises that are absolute gold, and they are not doing anything for them. They've decided to play it safe with all of their franchises.
So,
Man, I
I
wish
I guess
meat would have
Pokemon Go
rotted
was
in
a
this
thing,
game.
but I mean,
Yeah.
that wasn't even made fully by Nintendo. That was more Google and whatever their name is, the other company.
Niantic or something.
Niantic, yeah.
Yeah, Niantic. It was mainly Niantic. Nintendo doesn't even have a full claim, like a full stake into the game. They just have like a small percentage. Everybody thought when they were buying stocks for Nintendo, they thought that they had like a bigger claim into it, but no. So their stocks dropped like 14%, which is a lot.
Oh, great. This guy's going to be
But
fucking forever. Sorry about that.
yeah, this is just this is classic Nintendo trying to smash it down. They're doing these things with these franchises. They should be doing more. Like the last Star Wars, not Star Wars. The last, what was it called? Not Firefox. What's the Fox guy? What's his name? God, Star Fox.
Fox?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Star Fox.
I love that series. I can't believe I forgot the name. Star Fox, great games. I loved them, most of them. Really good games. But they released a crappy game for it. They pretty much just remade Nintendo 60 or Star Fox 64 for the Nintendo 64, and that's it. They remade it and they changed the control scheme, and the control scheme is bad. Everybody knows this. This isn't like any news or anything, but they're deciding to play it safe. That's all they're doing. And it's really sad because I want to see I want to see their games again, because they got some great games. But I don't think Nintendo's going down that road again. I think they're going to take now. I may be wrong, but I feel like they're going to go down the route Konami went when it comes to video game stuff. I can see them taking the route. This is really hard. It's really hard to not see them go down this route for me now, because you take a look at it and you think, okay, so they're smashing anniversaries, they're playing it safe with games. Is there anything that they're gonna do with their franchises that isn't gonna revolve around sucking?
Damn.
And it's really sad to see. I don't want to see that happen, but it looks like it's going to happen, because I mean, look, we'll take a look at Legend of Zelda. Their next game is probably going to be a hit, but that's their biggest grossing franchise. They're going to obviously that's one of their biggest grossing franchise other than the Mario series, Mario franchise. I'm wondering if they're going to make use of the rest of their IPs, just like Konami didn't.
Hey, Sam, I meant to ask, is my stream lagging on your end? Or
Yep.
it's lagging?
What kind of
Ooh,
lag?
that's-
Like delay?
Well, it always has delay no matter what, but
Yeah, it's going to have a delay.
It's
No, I'm
lagging.
talking about
It's
actual
talking about
lag.
Yeah, it's lagging quite a bit, actually.
What's up with your upload speeds, dude? I thought you had like speed of light internet.
I thought I did too. I don't know how to.
Well, stop doing it at high resolutions. You're probably doing like fucking a ton of like a really high resolution. I haven't started recording this yet. I'm not gonna record it.
Well,
Anyways, moving off Nintendo. We have another story where hold on a
Yeah,
moment.
don't
Let me
have-
get my notes. Ark Survival Evolved. It's gonna be free PC version. It's gonna be going away. Not much to say about there. I was gonna go into more depth about that, but I don't think it's really that important. Quake Champions. Who here is a Quake fan? You guys probably aren't, but that's
I've never
okay.
played it.
I still think you're okay, friends. Quake Champions, the new game that's going to be coming out for the Quake series. Whether or not it's going to be good, who knows? But they may or may not be free to play. ID Software's creative director Tim Willits reveals that the developer hasn't yet decided whether the multiplayer shooter Quake Champions will be free to play or not. At a surprise announcement during the at Bethesda's press conference E3 2016, Quake Champions is a first-person arena shooter, and it's headed to PC in 2017. While the game, which is first main entry in the Quake series since 2005's Quake 4, already had fans fans ready to dive in. The recently revealed gameplay trailer for the title also has got some hype levels skyrocketing. However, it's currently unclear how much of these eager fans will have to fork out for the game, as developer ID Software still hasn't decided whether or not it'll be free to play. I'm gonna be so sad if it becomes free to play, because I cannot stand free to play FPS games. It's so annoying. I like games like Counter-Strike Source, Battlefield, not Call of Duty.
I don't know about
I'm
that
a huge
game.
fan of FPS games.
The no Call of Duty game. I don't know.
I like
I haven't heard about that one.
I like the Quake games. I ain't gonna lie, they're great games. Some of them are really great. Some of them I hate to death. Tribes Ascend is free to play. People still play it, but barely. It's free to play for FPS games is a hard market to hit, because you got a lot of free to play FPS games. And while you may have a base of players who will play a Quake game for a really long time, if it's free to play, I'm not sure if they're gonna want to play it anymore. To be fair, I played the Quake games and I really liked them, but it's kind of what's the word I'm looking for. Free to play has this stigma. You know what I'm saying? Where you have to pay microtransactions to go and do specific things or get like skins and stuff like that. I'm fine with cosmetic microtransactions. It's great. But and you know, maybe like if you don't have enough time to do something and you just want to pay the way to your, you know, your upgrades or whatever. If there's going to be like an upgrade system, I hope not. If there's not going to be any like, you know, pay for this weapon, pay for that weapon. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. I don't even know how they're going to monetize Quake like that. To be honest, unless they implement some sort of new system that's kind of like gimmicky, I don't know how they're going to make it free to play yet. And another thing, I don't even know if people are going to start. Can people host servers on a free to play module? I don't think so, because look at some free to play. Look at most of the free to play FPS games. They don't. What's the word I'm looking for? They don't work. You see, most free to play games. Take a look at, you know, Dirty Bomb. Yeah, I could be wrong on this. Take a look at Dirty Bomb or Combat Arms. You can't run a server on your own computer or from your own home network or anything like that. You gotta you got to go and join a server
There are multiple hostiles inbound.
from the server browser, which is a server that's usually hosted by the company versus by the user. Which is why I like Counter-Strike Source and Battlefield, where people can rent their own servers and do whatever the fuck they want to with them. You know what I'm saying?
Proximity alert. Head.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, this is the best podcast ever. I'm doing most of the talking here. Come on, help me out.
Yeah,
I thought you guys wanted to do this, bro.
I mean,
Like, you know
yeah,
what?
we
You're
had
doing
a
the
conversation
podcast.
going.
I'm like, I'm too tired. And you're like, nope, we're doing the podcast. And then I become the only one who talks.
Proximity alert.
I'd like to mention that I didn't say shit.
25%.
Welcome to the podcast. I'm main character 1. That's support character 1 and support character 2.
Yep, pretty much. That's our band of
Proximity alert.
badasses.
Okay. So,
Shields recharged.
I'm really hoping that it doesn't become a free-to-play module or model. I don't like
Hostile contacts remaining.
if they do like
Yeah,
an
we get
Overwatch
it. You don't
thing.
like free to play.
I don't know how they're gonna do it. If they do an Overwatch thing or like you know, anything like that, I'm not sure how it'll work. To be fairly honest,
I mean, Overwatch is pretty popular.
I really like Quake. Quake is great. They got some tight controls. The weapons are fun, and fragging people is generally great. I don't mind anything about Quake, to be honest. I played Quake Enemy Line. Was it Behind Enemy Lines? Something like that. Quake Wars. No, what was it called? Quake. I think it was called Quake Behind Enemy Lines or Enemy Territory. There we go. Quake Enemy Territory. That was great. It died out really quickly though. There wasn't very much depth to it when it came to killing things. Like you got upgrades and stuff, but some of them sometimes would work and wouldn't work, and sometimes you had exploits, and you had people there who were really good, but then you had people who were really bad. I was unfortunately one of those middle of the road players
Missile locked.
who could be killed by either side. Although I had a great time. It was a huge, what was the word I'm looking for? It died out quickly. I don't know why. I loved being an engineer. There was just not enough stuff to be an engineer to like keep my focus. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole time, I would just make a turret and keep it running. It was great. I loved it.
I mean, when it comes, we're talking about free to plays. I mean,
One
you got
time
stuff
was,
like.
overpowered though.
I mean, when it comes to free to plays, some free to plays really hit it off because they have a nice balance with the the microtransactions and actual gameplay, in where you don't actually have to pay. If, for example, cosmetics and stuff like that,
Warframe.
you can pay for. Warframe, yeah, Warframe is a good example.
That was a great game. I loved Warframe. I couldn't play it anymore though, because nowadays I'm just too tired to game. And when I do game, I want to play something, single player where I don't have like a pressure to grind. You know what I'm saying? These MMOs
so
are trying to
essentially, you're
get.
saying you don't need us anymore.
No,
Okay, I get that.
no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's just
Yes, that's what you.
it's a whole
that's what-
grind, man. Like, you know how it is. MMOs, you gotta fight your way to the top, and it takes a really long time to do that. You gotta play like constantly, like every day, or you're not gonna be going anywhere. At this point, I'm ready to just use the money I make when I'm working to go and pay for what I want. And I'm really starting to understand the free-to-play module now for when it comes to people who can't play all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That is usually how it is. Like with real money transactions, is that they want you to pay. Basically, if you're a guy who can't play 24/7 because you have work and you have stuff like that, then you can spend some of the money you make when you work on the game to basically progress
Yeah.
that way.
And I'm really starting to see that behind like World of Warcraft's, you know, when you buy, you can buy a max character for like $60, which is, I don't know if that's good or not. I think could go down $10 on that. I don't know how valuable having a max level character like instantly is. Actually, yes, I do. Everything is pretty much a grind up until level 60, I believe. Especially playing undead. I like playing undead and blood elves on the horde side. Really fun stuff to do. I mainly do some like I wish I could pay for my my WoW subscription, but I would just be too tired to use it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's the way I feel about MMOs as well. I usually just end up being like, I pay for it and I'm like, okay, there's not that much money per month. I know that, but I never play enough to really say that I could justify even like that small $10 sum.
It'd be really nice if you could just pay for the subscription and not have to just like you buy 30 days. Great, you should have 30 days of game time, right? No, it's 30 days whether you're playing or not, and that's the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if that's the case, I would rather pay on a day-by-day basis.
If they had 30 days of game time, then
Proximity alert overhead.
oh yeah, I mean.
Missile locked.
To be fair, like I want to play when I want to play. I don't want to feel pressured to play within a certain amount of days. You know what I'm saying? Unless I buy like a year. How much is a year of subscriptions for World of Warcraft?
I have no fucking clue. I
They probably give you like a discount,
I played
don't they?
Warcraft like they do give you a discount if you buy more. I think if you buy an entire year, you get like 1 month discount.
Let's see. All right, so 1 month is $15. Not bad. I would buy a month. You know, I'm not sure if it's worth $15. It probably is. I haven't played all of the classes. I haven't done all of the things. They have a huge community, so I'm not sure like how often it would be. Let's see. All right.
Pistol lock.
All right, so $15 a month. $15 a month times 12. That's $180. It's a lot of money to pay for one video game, right? But there's a lot of content. But if you pay like $14 a month, which is their deal, they charge you like $41 every 3 months. That's hold on. What is it? Times oh, okay, hold on. Sorry, they got 1 month, 3 month, and 6 month subscriptions. Every 6 months you get charged $7 or $78. I'm not sure if that's a good deal or not. $50 or $42 for every 3 months. I pay $30-something for my phone bill. That's a lot of
Exactly.
money. Yeah, a month. That's less than my phone
dude,
bill.
I feel like I have a payphone, so I pay like $30 like every 3 months.
I have like
or
a
so.
weird subscription plan. It's like a hybrid prepaid plan where you get like tiers of usage, you know what I mean? The more you use, the more you pay for. And I usually fall between the $20-$30 bracket. Or like, I'm sorry, $30-$40 bracket. No, yeah, 20,
Yeah,
around
I get
$30 to $40. It usually just tops out at 30 because I don't use that much stuff. I don't even know if I'm through my billing cycle yet, but yeah, I do a pretty good deal. Maybe they could sponsor us one day. Are we still lagging on our Twitch stream?
I don't know. Right now he's in the menus, I can't see.
Oh, like video wise or audio wise? Can we hear? Is it clear audio wise?
I don't have my audio on because then I would hear myself twice.
Let's go ahead and check the audio and make sure our audio isn't lagging. That would suck. We'd have to do the podcast all over again.
We can start
we
again.
can. There's always time for do-over.
We'll continue where we left off. There'd be no point in doing it over.
Okay. So let's see. I'm assuming these two people that are watching is me and you. Okay.
Probably. That maybe Cody as well. Oh god, that's close.
All right. So next on the agenda we have the audio is coming in pretty clearly, so that's good.
I think
Yeah, it's the video. Okay. Moving on.
Doesn't matter.
Overwatch Blizzard warns fans not to exploit Lucio Ball. I think there's an exploit for Lucio Ball during the the seasonal event in order to avoid potential punishment. And we know Blizzard's been cracking down. Blizzard's been like cracking down on like hackers and what was it? Not hackers. I think it was hackers. They've been cracking down on people recently.
There are multiple hostiles inbound.
And for some reason there's this glitch where players can blah blah blah. Let's see, read through it. I should have read through these beforehand, but let's go ahead and see. They did. They say, please do not exploit this bug. Fair warning. Which means they're probably going to destroy you if you ever decide to exploit the bug. The Lucio Ball glitch allows players to take on a role of any video game selection of characters or heroes other than the titular character for the Rocket League-esque mode, Lucio. While it has been reported that PC users can access the exploit by repeatedly hitting H to bring up the character selection screen prior to matches, they also have been in instances where the bug cropping up randomly without players' input at all. Bearing this in mind, it's possible that Blizzard would overlook such unforeseen circumstances during its first seasonal event. Oh, this is not just a seasonal event. This is the first seasonal event.
There.
I can see them rolling out some pretty good bans on that shit.
Y'all hear me now?
Yep.
Finally.
And not punish
Yeah, we
players
hear
who are unwittingly experiencing the glitch. Since the problem does in fact stem from the developer's side, nevertheless, the studio having delivered a clear-cut definition of what it means to abuse the Overwatch bug, it's possible for some fans who didn't even know that they were violating the company's terms would be indiscriminately swept under the up in the retribution. This is a pretty game-altering glitch. I ain't gonna lie. And
Actually, not. How's a game altering glitch?
it lets them choose a character. If you were here, Cody, it lets them choose a character before
I was here.
the game
My mic
that isn't
lagged out.
Lucio. Which means that players can shoot each other, I'm pretty sure, right?
Still hurt with Lucio.
I don't know. I haven't played much Overwatch since the alpha or the beta. But it's a fun game. I recommend going to get it. A lot of
But
fun.
at least Blizzard's keeping up on their deal. I mean, you ain't had to pay for anything they've released.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good on it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't expect them to get that far, but you know what? They did it. I'm proud of them. Let's see.
I've been trying to fix.
There were some
screen-
other news things that I was going to do.
Shields recharging.
Bethesda on why Quake Champions is PC exclusive. See, PC does have exclusives, my friends. And
I have to bring it up,
Quake
don't
will be
ya?
one of these. Yes, I have to. I have to. We are members. We have a duty to remind console peasants of where they stand in the video gaming ladder.
You once was a console peasant.
I once was, but then I ascended, sir.
But if
I
you once was, you
ascended to
still
greatness.
are one.
I ascended. Anyways, it's a PC exclusive. For that, I do not know. Give me 1 second while I read it and find out. But, I'm glad they're making it a PC exclusive. That's great. If they didn't make it a PC exclusive, I'd just be... Because you know what happened to Killing Floor 2? let's not go over that again. Well, actually, let's go over that again for the viewers. What happened with Killing Floor 2? Killing Floor 2 is a great game. Don't get me wrong. I just don't like it for my specific reasons that I think are pretty well grounded. But I'm not looking for acceptance from the internet, so it doesn't matter. But let me just go ahead and break it down.
Can you hold
Killing
that
Floor
note?
2.
I'm going to restart the stream real fast. I
Okay.
think I might have got the thing fixed. Yeah, the lag fixed.
The thing fixed?
Eliminated.
I'm hoping.
Okay. Man, my ship is fucked up.
There are multiple hostiles
I'm missing a wing, a weapon. Everything is red except for my one wing.
What did you crash into?
No, I didn't crash into shit. I can tell you the footage later, dude. I'm an epic fucking badass. That's what I am.
But still, what'd you crash into to gain that much damage?
You don't crash, you get shot.
I had to ask.
Is the stream back up?
Yep, back up.
Okay. I gotta get catch up here. All right.
Oh, damn.
Younger gamers, they're not
Stand by for reintegration.
very familiar with the multiplayer of Quake. To explain it,
Systems green. Begin scan.
to explain it briefly, the console, there's not a console that can support their version of Quake Champions. This is a quote coming directly from Pete Hines, the Bethesda's marketing guru, Pete Hines. He says, Quake Champions, maybe anybody else would have been like, no, you have to do it, and it's got to work on every platform. We're like, no, it's a PC only thing, and it's kind of it's this kind of game. It's got to have this kind of performance, and it's going to be on PC, full stop. We feel very comfortable in making these calls. He's right. With the PS4 and the Xbox 360, you have to choose between 60 frames per second or 1080p, and you can't do that. This is like Counter-Strike source stuff here. I mean, this is like Counter-Strike stuff here. You have to get 60 frames per second. You got to get the best performance out of this game because it is an FPS to the bone. There's no middleman here. This is a PC only game because it is an FPS that relies on being top, like the top of the top for FPS games. Now, what does that mean? Well, you know how I'm not sure if you guys know this, but FPS games that are really good FPS games generally tend to be on PC because the control scheme is better. Mouse and keyboard is better for FPS, and everybody knows this. Now, some console peasants may argue with that, saying that you can do fine on racing games and stuff like that. That's not the point I'm trying to make. FPS games specifically are better on the PC than with a controller and on a console, which can't push the same amount of graphics and performance out to get this kind of game. FPS, every frame matters. If you drop a frame for a half a second, a fraction of a second maybe, you will. That is a life or death frame drop right there. Would you care to chime in on this?
Yeah. I don't know. I've been rocking 30 FPS in most shoot 'em up games and been kicking ass. Plus, I'm used to it though.
Okay.
Y'all still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay. Check.
Well, let me.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Let me keep describing it to you. In an FPS game, I played on a lot of FPS games. Counter-Strike Source was my favorite FPS game, and every frame counted. Like on top of the fact that your internet had to be at least somewhat good, and your ping had to be under 100, 100. It had to be. You had to get every frame out of it. If you lagged, then that could mean the difference between a kill and a death, and that's not good for your kill-death ratio because you can't be a good play. Like the whole point of playing an FPS is to be better than the guy you're shooting, and you can't be competitive when you don't have the hardware to be competitive. So I think I see where Bethesda's coming with this. They're saying FPS needs to be FPS. It needs to be on the PC where you can get consistent, high resolution frames. You can't do that on a console. You guys know this. Sandman, you got a fucking amazing PC. I've got an amazing PC. Cody, you got a PC that sucks, but you're gonna ascend soon.
Iron, I got a PC that sucks, and I still bet I can kick your ass at some games.
Yeah, right. I've got 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM.
Contact. Elite units en route.
It does. It
You
does.
got RAM, but most games are on 8 gigabytes.
Hey, I can play
RAM.
Fallout 4 just fine now, by the way.
Okay.
Fallout 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you run
And
Fallout
that's
4?
single player. Huh.
I
Okay.
can play a multiplayer game too. Pick a game.
You would hate me if I picked
My computer
a game.
outperforms you in CPU power, GPU power, and RAM. And
I'm
that's
on
the
a
only things that matter.
laptop.
Yeah.
So you're proving against a laptop that's,
What games are you better at my playing than me?
what, 4
With
years
your
older?
computer.
5 years older than your computer?
What games can you run that my computer can?
I didn't say games that run better. I just meant I kick ass at them because I got less frames and less computer power.
Oh. Well, I'm talking about competitive edge gaming. Like, you don't know what it's like when it comes to video game, like FPS games. You have to push out all those frames to get the most performance. If you can't get performance out of your tools, the game can't get the most performance out of you.
Well, the thing about that, Iron, is that if you just want the frames, as long as you have an okay average computer, you can just put them to low settings. And as long as you're not, yeah, exactly. So
yes,
even with
but there's a
consoles,
standard that you have to meet.
on the Xbox,
there's a standard that you
the
have to
Xbox
meet.
One
You have to
and
make the game
PlayStation
look
4.
good for console peasants, or they'll whine about it.
Good enough.
Well, just 720p.
It could be good enough, but now you gotta balance between platforms. One version of the game, they're gonna be working on 3 separate versions of the game if they're gonna be doing it that way. They're gonna be working on one for the Xbone, and they're gonna be working on one for the PS2 or PS4. And for the PC, it's just better on the PC in every regard.
Just make.
Quake has always been a PC exclusive as well.
They always
respect
do that, Iron. They
the
always
fact that
make
Quake is a.
what they do. Iron. What they always do is they usually pick a console, usually the PlayStation 4, and then they develop the game on that, and then they basically port the game to the Xbox with lower resolution to achieve the higher frames, and then they port the game to PC and unlocks the settings so you can actually so you can get better resolutions on the PC.
True.
That's usually what they do.
All right, run that by me again. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Okay, when a developer makes a game, he usually picks a console, either the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4, usually the PlayStation 4, and then they make the game on that console, and then they simply port it to the Xbox One with lower resolutions so it can run at 60 frames, and then they port it to the PC with unlocked settings so we can mess with the
So
settings
you're
and
saying
get better
they're gonna
frames,
they
better
would port it from a
resolutions.
console to a computer?
And that's pretty much.
That console ports
Console
are
ports?
horrible, and you should
Have you heard of
you should
the word?
suck Satan's
And-
dick for ever saying something like that.
And
How
yet
dare
you played Dark Souls and had fun at it, which is a console port, mind
Most-
you.
Most
Yes, but it wasn't an FPS game.
most games, most AAA titles that come to the PC are
Yes.
console ports.
And look how well Batman Arkham Asylum took it. or not Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. That port was absolute crap. That was the worst port that has ever been released.
Yeah, crappy ports happens. I mean, hell, try to play Dark Souls with a mouse and keyboard.
Well, I don't know. It could happen because the guy played with a Guitar Hero
controller. With a mouse and keyboard.
Hell, Dark Souls 1 didn't even play on the PC.
Yes, but those were console exclusives.
It plays on the PC because I can play it on my PC just fine.
They were exclusive to consoles.
It's obviously not a console exclusive.
They didn't release it on the PC for a reason.
They're on the PC.
We're talking about games that go on every platform from launch. Quake is just one of those games that you cannot put on consoles.
Hold on, I'm having an issue with the stream. It crashed.
I'm pretty sure I mean,
it'll drag the game down.
Yes, you can put Quake on a console. You would just have to basically. Okay. When someone makes a game, usually they're only interested in making that dough. So, if you have it on all the platforms,
I got a question for you. Do you have any experience in development?
The mindsets
at all? Yes,
no, but
we mostly know. Everybody mostly knows how the business works. Money equals sellout equals better equals burn every bridge you have with your original fans. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about. I forgot what I was talking about. Actually, we got so off track.
Talking about an FPS.
Moving off of FPS and Quake.
Like that.
Quake is just going to be immensely better if it's not on every other platform. PC is the only place it could really be, and it's our home. That's its home is PC. But moving on, let's see. Quake Champions, PC exclusive, and then it's either gonna be free to play or not. I really hope it's not free to play. That's gonna be so. I wouldn't download it.